friends, how are you today? I hope you're doing well. I just wanted to come to you today with a special announcement. This is probably going to be my last video for a while for many reasons, and I will get into them. I have prepared a statement because I am always forgetting what I want to say, and I don't want to forget any of these things. And I am in the parking lot, so if I look around. So basically, this is Clementine and I's last night in the Airbnb, and I really cannot continue. I have spent almost $10,000 in the last several months renting, a place, and I've been very frugal and very precise with the money, and that is just and that is just too much for me. I cannot continue on in that way, which means that we have to go back in the car. I literally have no idea where, no plans. There's no place I want to go. And that's a really big problem. That's probably the most pressing issue for me. And the next biggest issue is that I really do not want to put Clementine into the car again. She does not even like to go for a ride to go to a walk, and she wants to go on her walk. And so this is a huge problem for me, but I really do not feel like there's anywhere I could take her. I stayed with my mom for a while, and I feel like she might be the most suitable place, but I genuinely didn't even feel comfortable having her downstairs alone with Clementine after the way she treated me when I was a young girl. So I really wouldn't want to leave her with her, and I can't think of anybody else. And so that's another really huge problem for me, and that's going to be a problem for me until this isn't a problem anymore. And I really do not want to trust. I really do not trust anyone else with her. So that's the biggest issues. But another thing that I realized is that I really have a pattern. I mentioned this in another one of my videos. I usually come online or have some sort of presence around the election time to combat that negative and false information that they put out. I did it in 2016, which, as I talked about it before, ended me up on the government watch list. I did it again in 2020, and you can read all of the stuff that I posted on my tumblr.com, which helps to facilitate actually the book. Like, a lot of this content that I posted during the last election cycle ended up being part of the book. And then in 2021, I stopped, and I didn't post again until 2024 around election time. And I usually post for like a year or so, and then I stop. So maybe it's just time for me to stop again in general. And this is the reason why. It's really interesting, the pattern, because I didn't pick it up until like the last time I did it. I was like, I'm always feel compelled to go online and start talking about this dark world stuff during this time. So that's really interesting. And another thing is, like, I'm not the type of person, I'm not Gandhi, I'm not Jesus, I'm not any of those people. I'm not going to fill or pour from an empty cup. So like, if I'm stressed and like living in my car and stuff like that, I'm definitely not going to have the energy or whatever it is to make videos. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not paying attention, because I've been paying attention the whole time. I get the information the whole time. Like, I stopped posting in 2021, but I never stopped getting the information, and I never stopped getting the urge to share it. I just don't want to. Like, I didn't feel like it. And I even said, like, I'm not going to post anything until I have a roof over my head, a safe roof over my head. And I started posting when I lived at my mom's house, and I even wrote the book. And it's really interesting that I would get just enough time to write the book, and then now it's back to this nomad lifestyle. It's really weird. It's really irritating, actually. And the last thing I wanted to say is the difference between me and everyone who ganged up on me is that I literally am by myself. My grandmother was my sole companion, and we were a team. The only reason I'm as successful as I am, or had anything that I had, was because of her, and her because of me. And that is a partnership, and I didn't mind having my grandmother as my partner. You need something like that. I wouldn't have made it this far without a bunch of people helping me. And so that's the thing that is kind of the most disheartening, is that everyone else, especially people who ganged up on me, had other people with them. But I really feel completely alone. That's the only part that sucks, is I genuinely feel that way. I might be wrong, but I genuinely feel that way. And so that is all. I have to cut this off before the 5-minute mark, but maybe I'll come back with some more later today. I just said this was the last video, and maybe it won't be. Okay, love you. Bye.